Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you're stopping by for the first time, welcome. I would love it if you would stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and then tapping the bell and all to be notified every single time I upload if you love all things crafting on a budget. So for today I have two trash to treasures and I am so excited to share them with you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to share if you think somebody would love it too. So let's jump right into today's DIYs.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want.
Okay, so to start off, I have this little flower bucket. It was originally $2 at Goodwill, and if you can see here, it's cracked in two places. The day that I got this, it was half off, and then because it was cracked, I finagled them down, and the manager changed it to 50 cents. So I got this for 50 cents, knowing that I could do it up and fix it to make it look beautiful. I also didn't like the color, so I started off removing the staples for those handles. They were just held on by staples, so I took my staple remover and just took those out and then pulled out the handles. That way when I go to paint it, I don't have to work around those. So I knew that I could fix these cracks with some wood glue. So instead of going from the outside, I went from the inside, and then I just put a big bead of glue up the inside crack, and I just kind of pulled it apart a little bit, not so much that it would break it more, but just so that way the glue could get inside the crack. I wiped off the excess on the top and then clamped them together. So I set that aside because I knew that the wood glue needed time to dry. And I got this fa la 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 sign from Big Lots. The top was broken off. It was left over from Christmas. So I got the manager to mark this down to 25 cents for this. So I was so excited about that. I'm a bargain shopper. I don't know about you guys, but if I see something that's too much on like a clearance sticker, I will ask the manager to mark that down. So right where whatever it was got broken off, I just sanded it down, and then I took my vacuum and just vacuumed it up. So this sign has a lot of crevices, and the easiest way to paint something like this is do what I'm doing here, and I just stood it up so I could see, and I took an angled brush and I just very easily went along the edges. So I started on the inside, and then I just work my way around the whole sign, and then once I have that inside painted, then I go ahead and paint the top part and the side part everywhere that you see red. So this black Waverly chalk paint is very thick, so I did not have to do two coats, and with the white for the middle I did, but the black I did not. Next, I just take my white Waverly chalk paint with this Waverly chalk paint brush. It's an angle brush. It came in a pack of 3, I believe. I got it from Walmart, and I think it was like $5, and they are pretty good brushes, so I do recommend them. But I just dip my brush in and then kind of wipe the excess into the middle, and then it's called cutting in right on the edges. You just make your brush really flat and then lightly go along the edges. So where you see green, I take my elephant Waverly chalk paint and I painted that all with the elephant. Now in the end, I distress it with some, or I should say dry brush with some white, and you can't really tell the difference between the two colors, so you can definitely paint this whatever color you like, but if you're doing the black and the elephant, it's not necessary. So while that's drying, I go back to my flower pot and I take the clips off, and I also took my drill and took that little flower sign off again so that I didn't have to work around it. I then get this is my favorite brush. It's a really, really big brush that's linked down in my Amazon favorites in the description box below. And I just go ahead and paint the whole thing black. After I have the front and the top painted, I did go about halfway down on the inside. You can't see the inside in the end, so this part really didn't matter, but I just figured just in case, then I would give half of it a coat of paint. After I painted those black, I then take a very small brush just to get in the holes where the handles are, in case that showed through as well. I didn't want that yellow to peek through, and the brush I was using would not allow me to get into the holes. I then go ahead with some blue painter's tape and I tape up the edges of my handles. After I have all my ends of my handles taped up, I did go ahead and put those into the holes. And after I put them in the holes, I just take some hot glue. I didn't bother taking the tape off because you're not going to see the inside. But, you know, whenever you do your DIYs, that's your preference. But for me, I didn't really care because, again, you're not going to see it. So I just lifted each one up and then glued it down. And after I had those glued down, then I went ahead and put my flower sign back onto the front.
1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful.
So I also put some floral foam in there. And lastly, all you have to do is just add flowers. I got these from Walmart. There's a couple different kinds, just some greenery, some mini roses, and some, I'm going to totally butcher this, ranunculus. But anyway, the roses were 97 cents. The ranunculus was $1.97. Or maybe it was $2, and I'm pretty sure the greenery was $2 as well. Don't quote me, but definitely a good deal for some really nice picks. So I just cut up the greenery and just started placing them wherever I saw fit. When you do stuff like this, you just kind of eyeball it and put it all the way, you know, even. You want it to be even, but also look not too perfect, because floral, any kind of flowers or greenery is not perfect, so you never want it to look like it was store-bought. So I'm just gonna put on some music and you guys can see how I arrange this.
Stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at the beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time.
Okay, so back to our little sign. I just went on Google and typed in "bloom where you are planted." I thought that that would look really nice next to this little flower arrangement. So I just printed that off, and as usual, I didn't bore you guys with the same thing, but I just took my graphite paper and traced that on my sign, and then went over it with my fine point black paint pen. After I have that all outlined, I go in with some white Waverly chalk paint, and I do dry brushing all the way around the outside edge, all the way around the inside edge, and then I also did the bottom where it has it standing, just so that way it would all look cohesive. After I got these all dry brushed, then I just cut up some more. I left over some of the greenery from my planter, and I cut that up. After I have all my dry brushing done, I go ahead and just cut up some of the greenery. I just kept some to the side because I knew I wanted to add some to this, and I just pulled them off of the pick and then placed them where I wanted to place them. So after I had my greenery glued down, I went ahead and add some flowers to the middle of that greenery. So I started off by just taking some of the flowers off of the pick, and I started with the bigger flowers. So I just glued a ranunculus to the middle and one off to the side. And when I glue down flowers, I do pick it off of the pick and then cut the little part that connects it to the pick off. That way it lays more flat and it's not sticking up off, and plus it's really hard to glue them down like that. So whenever gluing flowers, you definitely want to cut that little piece off. So I just went ahead and arranged my flowers the way I wanted to, and then I glued a little piece of they're kind of like berries, and then a small little rosebud to next to it, and then I also glued 3 flowers down the bottom. That is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this trash to treasure. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I did want to mention real quick that I've been having trouble uploading on Mondays, so I'm going to commit to Friday right now. So hopefully in a couple weeks I'll be able to go back to 2 times a week. So I just wanted to let you guys know, and I love each and every one of you. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my